What's up, everybody? We are live on the Full Experience podcast, and today I have my very first guest, one of my best friends, OG Pro Paintballer. I used to watch this kid when he was 11 years old, running the pro field with Bob Long. We got Tyler the Tiger Harmon in the building today. What's up, Tyler? How we doing?
Let's go. Doing amazing, man. Shout out to the HK Army Full Experience. This thing is insane what you got built here.
Dude, I appreciate it. We picked up Tyler. We grabbed the Range Rover. We came and picked him up. He told me to put on blessings, and we blasted that thing. We picked him up, and he's
Shout
here.
out to Guap Dad. Let's go.
Guap Dad, baby. Let's go. And Tyler, as you all know, already has his own podcast that's been going for how long now? Is it like 2 years now?
Almost, yeah, PTG.
And these guys have been grinding, haven't missed a beat.
Rocking, yeah. We do at least 1 to 2 and try to have some really thought-provoking conversations about paintball and where we're headed in the sport.
Yeah, I love it. They've been crushing it. But we got this new building, and Tyler knows a lot of the kids don't all know the full HK Army story.
Yeah.
From like the garage and headbands and coming up. So like you know the story, and like seeing today you got to see the new building.
Day one.
Since
day one.
How crazy is it to see this new building and what we've been doing compared to like since like living on couches and just the full grind?
Dude, what you guys have done is to the moon. Tremendous. It's unbelievable because it's just pure passion and heart and love for a sport and for the culture. The amount of care that you guys put into paintball and to the community is second to none. There's nobody that does it better than you guys when it comes to style and caring for the paintball community. You guys crush it.
I like that. I like that. And that's the truth. And it's good that I have you on here because there's some, kids out there that just don't really understand. They're like, and I would see how you would weigh in on this. They're like, oh, Dynasty left because you guys don't take care of your teams and this and that. You're on Dynasty. You know how we treat our pro teams.
Absolutely.
What would you say to somebody like that who thinks?
You guys are the absolute best at taking care of your team. I've been with you guys, like I said, since day one. And I've also tested a lot of gear. I've tested it all. I've seen it all. And I am sold fully on HK just because of the people. And that's what it's a culture, it's a people, it's a quality. The way that you guys care about your products, the way that you care about the culture is the only way that you can rock in this sport. You know what I'm saying? Like it's full heart, and you guys really truly lay it all on the line for this game.
I love that. And I feel that way too, especially with our pro teams. We go above and beyond. I feel like for anything, say if for whatever reason paint was bad and you need a new paint, we'll drive it down ourselves and make sure you're taken care of, or you need some gear or whatever. I feel like we'd always go above and beyond for our pro teams, divisional teams, anyone in paintball.
At the event on a beckoning call, we need anything, we're about to have a big match. We head in there and we know that we're going to get the service that we need. And Jay, whether it's Jay Howski, whoever is in there running the ship, we're going to get, what we need to go out there and win.
Facts. I like that. Yeah. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Sick. So then what's been going on with you? So paintball, the 2021 season has ended. We're coming into the 2022 season.
Yep.
T-Harm, I had a little bit to do with him getting on Heat. He jumped out of the Dynasty camp into Houston Heat before all the madness happened. Yeah. But as soon as Tyler came over, I know Houston Heat has a big win, right?
Yep.
And then we jump out for the next couple events. We don't got a win, but we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
What can you give some people? I know you probably have already talked about this a little bit on your podcast, but for here, what your thoughts were of coming to Heat, having that first win, and then not being able to pull another win off
of
the
course.
hot, that like that.
Yeah, it was obviously tremendous to come into the organization and for us to get a world title under the belt on the first one. And we still placed in the top 5 at both of the other events. We had a 3rd and a 5th, which is not where we want to be. We're a world title team. We're here to get titles. We're here to get series, and anything short of a title or a series or winning those events isn't where we want to be. So we have to work harder as an organization. In regards to making the shift, it's been one of the easiest things ever just because of the amount of love that the team shows. Shout out to Mama D and Sarge and the whole Heat family and everything that they do in the game. They are the best in the business. And, we've been playing against each other for so long that there was no, time that it took to kind of catch up because we've been going at it forever. So it was just like second nature to build on and grow together as we start to, go into the 2022 season and have to chase those titles.
Yeah, no, totally. And I don't really know if people understand how amazing the Houston Heat organization is and how they treat it like a true, like I'm not bullshitting, professional sport. Mama D and Sarge do such a good job.
They do.
And I don't know if you can lean into that a little bit more. Like,
dude,
for kids at
I'll
home,
fall into it.
Yeah,
they're the best.
I don't think you understand the way that they
best.
treat this, the way with your flights, your food, your meals, everything is taken care of. You guys, Man, like we were on Legacy back in the day, me, Short, and everyone, and Gary Show's like took care of the team, and I thought that was the best thing ever. Like we got hooked up. Then I found out there's this team called Houston Heat, which now we've been working with them for a while, and God, do they take care of the players? Like you gotta like weigh in a little bit more to people at home so they understand how awesome
of course
they are.
Yeah, the family, it's a family, and they treat you like that's my dad, you know, that's my mom. I'm their son, and we go out there and we treat it with the highest professionalism possible. We want to go out there and get results for the family and, you know, bring home those big titles because of everything that they do for us. They pour their heart and souls into so many different facets of paintball, and, you know, whether it's the team or the leagues or just nurturing the sport, they're invested wholeheartedly, and it's amazing to be around that kind of energy.
Yeah, dude, I shout out to Houston Heat, Mama D,
Let's go.
Sarge, dude, you guys are awesome. I just wanted to throw a shout out there because
Let's
yeah.
Let's go.
I've been around a lot of organizations, and they treat it like with true professionalism, and
they do, and they're so much fun too. Like just hanging out with everybody has been a tremendous amount of fun.
Heck yeah. And then I'm gonna break the news here. I caught a little wind here about Latin Saints and Alex Rodriguez joining the team. Did you hear anything about this? And what are you thinking about the Latin Saints apparently have a big dog owner who's willing to take players from like Bart and possibly Sarge and drop some guacamole. So what do you think about this new pro team jumping in the game here? I know we're shifting gears, but
definitely,
let's go, baby.
Yeah. Definitely exciting. You love to see new organizations pop up, and he's coming in and trying to build something that's very powerful. I didn't know that about A-Rod. That'll be exciting to see if that develops. I know that he has been on the hunt for some whales, if you know what I mean. Like he's going after the big players, and it's going to be exciting to watch that team progress. I'm super happy for them. Shout out to the Latin Saints. Hope you guys do really well out there, and we hope to see you, you know, in those finals matches. That's where you want to be.
And I know they used to be, or at one point it was Wild Dogs. It was Wild Dogs out there, and I remember the crowd. They were just a crowd favorite because Melvin, they were just going running down. They're barking all the old school pros. They're like Wild Dogs. So like it was kind of like a fan favorite because they didn't have all these big names, and they're out there like just having fun. So
those were some of my favorite games in 21. Was playing the Wild Dogs because of the culture of the fans and the everybody in the stands. They were heckling me. You know, I would be going down the side and they're just giving it to me, and I'm like, all right, let's go. You know, like
brings the hype. Yeah, brings the hype. Another question I got, because I knew you were coming on, so people were just DMing me, was, so you leave Dynasty, you join Houston Heat, and the first time Heat matches up against Dynasty, how was that? Like, how was that feeling, like going against? Is it like a feel? Like,
it was different, obviously.
Yeah, how is that? Like, you still want to win and smash these guys. It doesn't matter who's on the other side. You want to win, right? So like
every time.
How was that, like playing against like technically your brothers at that?
It kind of gives me an advantage just because I know how all of them play really well. So, you know, being able to kind of be a step ahead in that regard. Also, like you said, you know, I'm there to get wins for my team. That's right. So everyone kind of gets treated the same. I don't really get too emotionally tied up into things. Obviously, you know, it is a little different because I played with the organization for so long, and then now playing for Heat, going heads up against them. But that's fun. That's what the people want to see. It makes for some great film. It makes for some great games, high energy, and people want to see that kind of stuff. So
I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
I was watching Tyler. We're headhunting Greenspan, baby. We coming for you.
He's wild.
Let's go, baby. Sorry about that. I got a little cough today, ladies and gentlemen. I got a little cough. What else is going on with you? So you were in Modesto. That's where me and you saw Waka
Shout out to Modesto.
Shout out Modesto.
Let's go.
Flocka 209, baby.
Forever. I lived there for 30 years.
He lived there for 30 years. His whole life. He moves to Arizona.
Yeah.
How is the paintball community from
Amazing.
Modesto, where you grew up, playing, to now Arizona? Is it still pretty powerful out there?
The Central Valley, obviously, up in Northern California, is booming. They have, you know, with Dave Baines, Extreme Paintball, Micah McLaughlin. There's a lot of really good paintball culture, and Arizona is booming as well. We have AZ Battle Zone, Wild West, and there's a ton of fields in the surrounding areas that I still need to go and check out more of them that do like recreational play and that kind of stuff. But that's the grassroots. We need all of that. I know I didn't start on a speedball field. No. I started playing rec ball, and then I saw the speedball field and I was like, what is that? Let me try that a little. And then it progressed, and, you know, I was able to start a 3-man team, grew that 3-man team, and then started the journey playing.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's booming in AZ.
Yeah, it's booming
for sure. Yeah,
and even when it gets pretty hot out there, right?
Oh yeah, you got to start.
Those players are still out there grinding, even in the heat like that.
You got to start at 5 a.m. So that's what we do. Instead of going from 10 to 4, we start at 5 and we're done by 11. So we'll, and then by 11 it's 110 degrees.
Yeah, dude, you're melting,
it's
on fire.
Steaming hot.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We sponsor Phoenix Rising out there.
They're amazing.
Yeah, you know them, or you're out by them, kind of. Or?
Such a great camp.
They have a big camp of players that really care about the sport and do awesome stuff.
They do, and you can see it. That's the one thing I do have to say about the AZ paintball culture is it's gritty, and they really want to be great paintball players. And I'm fortunate enough to be able to go to the local parks, and I honestly just run pickup games. I don't even show up with a team that I have. I'm just like, yo, you guys have 4? Let me hop on with you, and I just run with the locals. You know what I mean?
They have to love that.
Tyler
Harmon's here today. We're just playing with some pros.
Yeah, and bro, I'm not gonna lie. I get bunkered, I get shot, but it's because I'm only as good as my team. I am so blessed and grateful to be a part of a team like Heat because. Man, those players are all-stars, stellar paintball players, stellar people as people. And, when I show up to the local field, sometimes the communication might be right, but it gives us opportunities to work on those things at like a really base level, natural way with the paintball community. Just like, yeah, I'm here. I definitely know how we should communicate. If it's not going that way, that's cool. But if we just work on these little things, and then they firsthand see the development, and we win a couple games, and we're like, okay, there we go, and we just start progressing like that.
That's the best thing ever, dude. I wish that Tyler Harmon just jumped in my game when I was coming up as a kid, dude. I would have gotten so good so fast that way. Dude.
We're having fun too,
because we're learning and having fun at the same time.
Yeah, and I'll film content. I'll like grab some of the local kids out there and we'll film content together and just have fun. It's all love for paintball.
Dude, that's
really.
what I'm saying. That's all love for paintball, the players, the sport, everything. Not a lot of pros do that. Usually when pros go out there, to be honest, they're either practicing with their team or only with themselves. For you to go out there and be selfless and help everyone out there is just amazing. That's what the sport needs. We got to kill the ego. And like, I love this game so much, and I want to always move with the locals. I don't ever want to be seen like people try to put you in a certain light, or because you win this or you do this, make this team, whatever. I don't ever want to be that. I want to be here with the people playing paintball, just having fun, because that's how I've always played this game, and that's how I'll move forward into the future playing this game. Is it's all about this community and growing it so that my kid, maybe someday Theo or Max, can have an opportunity to play some paintball. And if they, God willing, that we can help paintball grow in the right direction, because it is one of the most badass sports in the world. It doesn't have the clout yet. It doesn't have that notoriety, but we're chipping away at it every day. And when you go play paintball, how difficult it is when you have to run around, dive, crawl, make a good snapshot, be accurate, not get hit by a paintball. It's really a chore moving out there. Dude, it's insane, dude. It's full body, action-packed adrenaline. There is nothing like it in the entire world. I don't care. Yeah. Snowboarding, BMX, motocross, paintball is number one, and it's freaking insane. And like you said, it hasn't hit its pinnacle yet. Yeah. It's only going to get bigger. And I feel like how we try to get HB back, but that like a venue dude, like we won. Me and Schwartz. They won first place, dude. me and Tyler might have been drinking a little sake before the game. He ran out there and won the 2-on-2, baby. Keep it loose. Hey, people like to hear the fun stories every once in a while. It gets a little crazy with the boy. I will say that the way that the NXL has been moving with the way that they pick venues and working with the local community has been really cool, because I know they've been handing out flyers and trying to drive it that way. But I'm sure it costs an arm and a leg as well to have an event on the beach like that to pay the city, or I don't know who it would have to go to, but that's definitely not something that's easy to snag either. No. Getting a layout like that on the beach. Yeah, there's the city officials, got to throw a little guac behind their back. And, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, that for me, I'm playing 7-man MPPL. Obviously, I know you grew up playing that. But to play 7-man MPPL in Huntington Beach on the sand, on the water, was the absolute best thing for me that I've ever played. And we played everywhere in the entire world. There was nothing better than that. And back then, I mean, Dynasty was popping, like when Brian Cole and Angel Fregosa. The grandstands were huge. You're talking 300-400 people screaming. Yep. And even when we were playing division, like D1, we all got to play on that pro field for the finals where we would get to go. Dude, I feel so lucky. I won one of those events, the Pro HB on the beach with Oakland Blast in like 07.
So I think there was only like 7 or 8 years that they had it on the beach.
Yeah.
And Dynasty pretty much wrapped up a large portion of them. And then Oakland, we snagged one of those.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So we got one of those on the belt.
Did Oakland, is it true that they gave you magnets in your gloves to go full auto?
No.
There was a heist.
No.
Boys, we know there was a heist. Bob Long had cheater modes and all the guns.
Honestly, I can 100% tell you that I had no swag on my gun. I had no juice in my glove or anything like that.
Do you know a name by the name of Arnold Francisco?
Yeah.
You'd pull the guy and his gun's still shooting, but he's not even by it.
I don't know what Arnold was doing.
Let's go. I was just playing with you.
Dude, I would tell Arnold, what are you doing out there?
I think Bob Long had him set up with a little special sauce, boys.
Dude, I had Bob on our show on PTG. Check that out. It's amazing. And I love Bobby so much. It took me like 2 weeks to get him on because he didn't know what Zoom was. You know what I mean? He's been up in the mountains.
Yeah, he's up there in the middle of nowhere.
Yep, living the mountain life, and God bless him. I love Bob Long. Thank you so much for, he put me on when I was 13 years old and gave me an opportunity to pretty much get my head bashed in by a bunch of adults who were really good at paintball, but
and ruthless. Those guys.
Yeah, it was cutthroat. Like if I made a mistake, I got shot in the back, by the sidelines of someone, and if we were doing a drill, they would tell me get over here, and it was brash. It was cut and dry. Kid, do it this way, or you're not going to play. It's pretty much, and you learn really quick. It's definitely 20 years ago, it was a lot different than today. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was 13, 14 years old, and I'm just super grateful that, they took me under their wing and gave me the tools that I needed to progress and make the jumps that I have been able to make in the career that I chose.
Yeah. Do you think, like what you were saying back in the day on the Bob Long Oakland camp, like they were pretty tough on you?
Yeah.
And kids these days, or in camps these days, not so much like that anymore.
Yeah.
A little bit softer on the player. But do you think that's why there was a lot of better, I don't want to say better talent, a lot of good talent came from back in the day because everyone was a little bit tougher on each other?
I don't
know.
Like
you hear Grayson Goff from X Factor used to say that, like these kids
totally.
now are weak, this and that.
Well, it was just we were verbally abused, and then it's like getting yelled at, and it was really, like I said, it was brash. It was like it was cut and dry. Get it going or get lost. And I appreciate that because you have to just make a decision. Are you going to do this? Are you going to do this? How are you going to play out here? And they made it very simple for me from a young age of, how you're supposed to play the game.
Yeah. Well, and obviously, I mean, it worked out because you're pretty damn good at paintball. The best I've ever seen.
I love it, man.
But,
I'm so grateful for this game.
I remember, Bob Long, just watching him.
Animal.
And you guys, dude, it was nuts.
Animal.
Being in the pits back then, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Well, Oakland Assassins, the team that I got on originally, they were the top team in the world. So for me to get on, or one of them, let's say, one of the top teams in the world. So I didn't even know that. I had I grew up in the Central Valley. Bob Long was an hour and a half in the Bay to the west of me. And I would meet, he would come halfway and I would come halfway, just unbeknownst that we were both meeting halfway at this field in Manteca. The Manteca water slides had a field.
Sick.
Yeah, and the water slides all shut down, the field's gone, but that's where it all started. And I was with Twisted Factory. Bobby's boys would all come out there and play against Cap Factory. And
dude.
The real Cap, dude. I got to
Twisted Cap, Bobby, dude. Come on, dude. That's hard body paintball right there.
Amazing, man. Some of the greatest memories. I still have highlight reels in my head of all these players running around out there and just having the time of their life. You also had, the Ironmen, Los Angeles Ironmen would come up to Modesto, come over into that area as well. They would train in the north there when I was growing up. So it was just a melting pot. And, if you can find that, there's melting pots all over the country. You just got to, really care about the process and find those melting pots. And then you too can, create those opportunities where you get the eyes of those players and those companies that are going to, make you maybe take those next steps to where you want to be.
Yeah, I think that was probably, and that's probably one of the number one questions you hear is like, how do I go pro? How do I get on a team? How do I do that? And I mean, you just nailed it right there, a melting pot, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it might have to drive, I would drive, when I got on Dynasty, I would drive 7 hours one way to get to San Diego. Not promised anything. I just told them I'm coming on the team. So get ready for me. And then I went out, and you have to obviously perform do well, but it's that grit. You have to have that skin in the game. You have to really care about that process, because people are going to recognize that, and they're going to recognize the latter as well if you don't have that skin in the game and you don't really look like you're giving it your all. So you got to really show that commitment, find that melting pot. If you have to drive a few hours, if you have to carpool, because in the long run, it'll all be worth it. You won't even remember that once you get where you need to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that works for everything, not just paintball,
totally.
but, starting a business, school, relationships, just anything in life, just showing that extra grit and be willing to put in that extra effort, like you're saying.
Dude, like you guys have done here.
Let's go.
Look at that.
Starting from a garage to, owning a few of your own buildings and a pretty big paintball company.
Yeah,
and,
the biggest.
But as you know, Brandon sits right here to our left, Jay's right here. We've been
it's a family.
here every single day since 2005 or 4 when we actually incorporated, but played paintball way before that every single day. So I
remember
you've dedicated your life, we've dedicated
our life. I remember every step. I remember the hustle. When I was on Oakland, that's what I'm saying. From day one, I've been rocking HK Army. I had one of the first headbands, and I remember the little packet came in. I remember the day I got it in a little manila envelope and dropped off at my bag when I was on Oakland, and it's been all love from that moment forward, and we're pushing that to the end.
Let's go, baby. Let's go
for the game.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I remember. Do you remember when we first got the HK Army RV, wrapped it up?
Yeah, the minnow. the minnow.
The SS minnow, boys.
Come a long way from the minnow.
Come a long way. We saved up all our money and we got this RV. It was this older RV from 2004, and we wrapped it up in brand new graphics, and we traveled to all the tournaments in it, so we could keep all the gear in there instead of flying.
Pressing bands.
We have everything in the RV and then in a trailer behind it, and we would drive to every single event.
Yep.
And then set up our booth and then jump in the van.
The booth was like Gilligan's Island, and then we would hop in the minnow, sail to another island.
Yep.
Press some more bands.
Yeah. It was a full experience out there.
Yeah.
But every time we stopped, it was like a big party because everyone wanted to jump in the RV, have a good time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
absolutely.
Awesome. The vibe was popping back then.
And that's what you guys have done better than anybody in the paintball world, is provide a really amazing, loving culture that is real. You guys are there, grassroots, with the people, with the players always. And that's why, it comes with success when you do that kind of stuff.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And I don't want to keep you here too long because we're going to go to a beautiful dinner tonight.
Woo!
Housekeeping, right? We're going to dinner tonight. Woo! Let's go. A Steakhouse, Newport Beach. We're coming. But what do you have going on? Because you're here.
Yeah.
Let's tell the people what you got going on before we sign off here with Play the Game.
Yeah.
I heard you saying about some other new things that are possibly
absolutely.
going down. What's up with Tyler Harmon, Play the Game podcast, Marcelo? What are you guys up to that people can know about?
Yeah, obviously rocking strong with Heat 2022, coming for all the chips.
Let's
and we were really hungry for this season, and the guys are working their asses off to make sure that we're the best in the world. With PTG, I think we've done almost 130 episodes. We've been
Let's go, dude.
We've been really giving our all to growing the story, the database of time from so many different players that we've been able to pick their minds. And it's really cool having that show because we learn new things every single time we sit down with somebody. I think I know this player or that player, and they sit down. I'm like, I knew nothing about this guy. So it's cool that we all get to learn together on the podcast there. And then we have some breaking news. Marcelo, myself, and Iconic Paintball are going to be pressing out and fulfilling all of your fantasy paintball dreams. We're going to be having fantasy paintball available for people to have more fun and get invested in the players and really start to tell those stories and have maybe a little bit of commentary, ESPN type style, where we talk about the players, we talk about the league. We're going to obviously, through the fantasy, be able to have stats and start to stat all the players. And that's the pride and joy of what this mission is going to be, is providing that quality statistics that we can database moving into the future and have a hard body of work of stats for the players as we move forward.
That's sick. Wasn't NXL doing that, or PSP? Yeah, okay.
That's
so
right.
It's going to be similar to that, or
it's gonna be the same, if not better quality. And we pride ourselves on making sure that our numbers that we're providing in that are the highest quality and that we're spot on. We're going to be taking a crew. We're not going to find a new crew every event. We're going to be taking a crew and really training them, making sure that we know what we're looking for and sending them out there to get high quality stats for the community, and we can have fun playing fantasy paintball as well with it.
Dude. Fantasy, so obviously everyone loves playing fantasy
big
football,
prizes.
fantasy really?
Big prizes, yeah.
What are we talking?
Every bunch of HK Army.
HK stuff, let's go.
A bunch of HK Army, and just prizes for the community so that they
Sick.
can play and have fun. And like I said, we want to build these stories. We want to have people who really care about the players. I know that when I play fantasy football, I might not watch this game if I didn't have this player on my lineup.
Right.
But because I got this player, now I'm invested in this game. I'm looking for him to score some big
Right.
points. And it's going to drive that wheel and create an even tighter community
Sick.
for our pro league. And we want to show love to also the referees. We want to show love to the people taking stats. We want to give them all their own profile so that we can all grow together and have a profile in this and provide that fun chemistry for the sport.
Dude, that's amazing. I mean, every other pro athlete and every other pro sport has stats, right? So
Yeah.
paintball definitely needs it. So
Totally.
it's awesome that you guys are taking the initiative to make it happen and make it happen right.
Well, it's something that the game needs. What is sports without stats? What is sport? Like, I don't even know. I have to have numbers. We need some documented numbers so that I can know. I want to know who's the best out here. I want to know who's the most survivable. I want to know who's got the quickest points. Shout out to Leopard Speed. Yeah.
I know you fast down there. Shoot.
Leopard Speed. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
And we're just going to have fun. And it's not going to be easy. We're going to have our ups and downs. It's probably going to be way more difficult than we anticipated and all those things. But it's the vision. It's the care for the culture of the game. The game needs it. And we want to help and make sure that it's done right and for the community, for the people.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. Paintball needs it, and it really obviously shows how much you guys do care about the sport because you guys are taking the initiative and doing it. That's awesome.
We love it. We're excited, so be on the lookout for
That's
that.
sick. I can't wait to see who gets shot off the break the most. I'll be looking at that stat live. The Full Experience Podcast. Chad Mishka shot off the break every game.
No.
Just kidding.
Dude, be on the lookout for Chad in 2022. That fool is going to be on the field running people down left and right. I cannot wait. He's been working his butt off. I have so much love for Chad.
We love
everything.
Chad.
Yeah, everything he does for Heat. And, dude, that guy drives me to be the best paintball player I can be. He really I care about him so much, and I want to make sure that, that this organization's strong and that he's on the field right next to me with that big voice that he's got, with the big comms, putting it all together.
Hell yeah, no one really knows that Chad's more than just a player on that team. He does so much for the back end. He does so much for the back end of just keeping the team together and making sure everything's taken care of for you guys.
Totally.
On a whole different level. So he does great on that team.
And the dude is an animal. Dude's an animal. Leopard Speed. Don't forget it.
He's an animal.
He's out there.
We got in a little scuffle in France, and he handled some business for me. He got me out of there alive.
I've seen that.
He's strong.
I've seen that.
Let's go. Guap down 4,000.
Guap. Let's go.
Guap. Okay, last thing before everyone goes. I forgot this question, and then we're going to wrap this up. Is Todd Martinez.
Cash
Martinez.
money.
We all know TLDD, OG, Dynasty, Beast when he was playing on Aftershock back in the day when you were playing with Assassins.
Yeah.
But how is he as a coach with Heat?
Dude, an absolute inspiration. Yeah. Todd has been one of my favorite paintball players my entire career. So when I was younger,
OG Fro Todd.
Todd was my favorite, and he's like my spirit animal. Like Todd. So when we link up, it's like, let's go. Are you ready? We get wild, and we set the game on fire. I know that's not for everybody, and that's fine too. And you have to dance with that. You got to play with the chemistry of everybody because we're all like instruments trying to play in an orchestra. We're all so unique, and everybody has their the things that really get them going. So you got to play with that, and you got to enhance it, and you got to know how to play the keys and make it all go. And, I know that Todd he gets me set and ready to go and lights me up. That's what it's all about.
I love that.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to love watching Todd back in the day with his big old fro.
He's the best.
And he used to be fast.
He would come stomping down the field.
He was a beast.
Yeah.
So
big energy.
He's able to take that, skill that he had as a player and
totally
transfer that as a good coach
and
to you guys. Huh?
As a coach, what he provides us is all the tools we need as players to get it done out there. I hate, nobody should ever blame the coach, first of all, because he draws up what he feels is the best thing for his team. And then past that, you guys got to go out there and execute. You got to get it done. I can't go out there and do this for you. You know what I mean? As a coach, you got to go. And even if something goes wrong, you as a player should have already been 2 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead, and already gone through those steps so that you know how to anticipate those things. I'm always thinking, I have so many different formulas kind of crunching in my head of, okay, if he's not there, this is where I go. If he's shooting this way, this is where I go. If I lose him, this is how I play this. If we lose this guy, I got to switch this gun. I got to talk to this player and make sure he covers that zone. So you got to already be like chess. It really is chess. You got to be thinking all these steps ahead, and Todd provides us with all the tools that we need to make those good decisions on the field, ask good questions, and then hopefully come out with the wins out there.
Yeah. No, dude, you guys were looking so good. I mean, you guys looking really good. And then I'm
super sorry to our fans that we fell short, and we'll be coming for it.
Oh, dude, I know you guys are coming for it. You're coming in hot for 2022.
Yep. Hit them up.
Let's go.
Hit them up.
One last thing. I know I keep saying this, and this is it. Fedorov and Mishka.
Animals.
These are two Russian sensations from OG Russian Legion that are absolute legends, just like Oliver Lang.
Yeah.
I mean, I put Fedorov on literally almost the same level or just as Oliver. He's been playing just as long, and he's still athletic as hell. It's like LeBron James, dude. The guy doesn't – he's still an animal.
Dude,
Fedorov
he's
is
phenomenal.
Still a straight beast, as you are.
The best – unarguably, him and Mishka are the best players ever. I mean, Mishka is the most winningest World Cup player ever.
Is he?
Yeah, and I think Fedi has one less, but they're the most dynamic duo as well. Watching them work together on the field is like magic, and they obviously apply themselves to being the best paintball players they can full-heartedly. Mishka's in Russia right now on ski slopes doing like long journeys in the snow,
just
monster, working up. Yeah.
Monster.
And then same with Fedorov, you know, he's always working to be the best version of himself. And I think that, me and Fedorov are both very versatile players.
Yeah.
We can play anywhere on the field, and I'm really excited to see how we can mature that versatility as we move into the future with this organization, because I can put him down the snake, I can put him down the Dorito, I can put him anywhere. And I feel like, if we dance with that a little, I think that we'll get some high productivity out of that.
Dude, unbelievable. You guys on the same team is scary, dude.
It's been fun.
Has there been any issues because you guys are both just like superstars? Yeah. Were you able to gel pretty quick? Or
absolutely. The whole team as a whole, man, like I said, I can't feel any better being with a group of guys. Moorhead,
dude.
all
OG,
the dudes.
Dude, the whole squad is nuts.
Yeah,
dude.
Chad George, Monville, Rye, Sarge's son, and everybody. Ronnie. Yeah. Shout out to D's on Docks. Let's go. The whole gang is just amazing. Devin, Nico, everybody, they've all been just so welcoming. And Fedorov is an animal. For him, he gets into the zone where he's one. Like I said, you have to dance with the stuff. I don't even have to. He's ready. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he's just a killer. The guy has a killer mindset for the game. He knows how to play a certain finesse style on people where he just jukes them so tough that they can't even hang with it. And he's just an absolute animal out there killing and making big plays. That's what we need. We got to have big plays together, him and Mishka, or whether it's D's on and Mishka, or however we set that up. They're all out there making slam dunks, making it happen.
Dude. Yeah. Dude, I'm so excited for you to be on Heat. Thank you for coming today. Dude. We are going to let you go. But ladies and gentlemen, Tyler the Tiger. And hey, stay tuned, because right after this, he's going to be working with Jay, the lead designer here, and we're working on a new Signature Series line.
Let's get it.
Tyler Harmon, HK Army. Thank you for stopping by the Full Experience Podcast.
Thank you.
The one and only podcast.
Dude, thank you for everything that you do in the game. Much love.
I appreciate you.
Tune in. Let's go.
Let's go.